Hello YouTube, it's Accurate again. I do recommend using headphones or some kind of speaker for this video because I'm working quite a bit on the kick drum and that's not coming through on the iPhone or a laptop speaker. Now, this video is going to be all about drum sounds and how I do when I sample drums off of vinyl records and work with them inside of Maschine. I love finding a drum loop or a breakbeat as much as the next guy, but sometimes I think people are getting a bit too picky when it comes to choosing drum sounds to start with. Sometimes it's enough to have just a kick drum and a snare drum and modify them inside of Maschine or whatever DAW or sampler you're using. Take this sample for instance. That's just the intro of a soul track, and I think I can take those small drum hits and make it into something usable. Let's sample it into Maschine. So this is what it looks like inside of Maschine. I'm going to start by truncating the sample to get rid of all the sounds I know that I'm not going to use. So I'm going to duplicate the sample to another group so we can have that for comparison later on. And I'm going to start by chopping up, keeping the last sound over here, that's the kick drum. Like that. On this pad I'm going to leave the snare. Oh, the other way around, of course. So that's the kick, that's the snare. Let's see what more I can find. I guess I could use this tom together with the kick drum. Well, I don't know. Let's put that over there. So these are all the sounds I need for the kick, and this is going to be for the snare, the hi-hat, and perhaps an open hi-hat. I think this kick drum is way too thin, so I'm going to duplicate it over here, go to the sampler settings and put a low pass filter. Now this is just to bring out the low frequencies and get it a bit more bassy. Now, pad mode, link group 1 and link group 1 as a slave. So without it and together, so it brings out a bit more bass. I'm going to do the same thing again, look for a new frequency here. I think that brings out the body of the kick drum a bit more, but I can also change the pitch of it. Yeah, that sounds better, but I'm gonna try to add the tom as well. Put that in one shot. Guess I need to edit the sample with a fade out. Yeah, that's better. And pitch it down. And do the same thing right here with the filter. Filter, low pass. Let's add it to the link group. So right here I can change the pitch of the tom and I can change the feel of the whole kick drum. So all the sounds are and that. So together I think it's a nice kick drum. Let's try to do something similar to the snare. One shot, duplicate, filter. I'm gonna use the high pass filter over here. And look for something in the sound that sounds a bit more snappy. So adding high frequencies like this tends to bring out the crunchiness of the sample. I'll try to drive it. Maybe. So put that in the second link group and that in the second link group as a slave. Whoa. And I think I'm going to try to pitch this up an octave. Yeah, by itself it sounds crazy, but together with the original sample. And I think I need to EQ the sample, the original snare. That's a little too much. So let's duplicate the snare over here again and take it out of the link group. Maybe use some bit reduction. So right now I'm trying to create a hi-hat sound or something like that. Let's duplicate that over here, lower the pitch. So maybe I'm gonna try to stretch it down. So that's the cheap way of making an open hi-hat, or something like it. I think I can make something even cooler with the snare if I pitch something down. Let's try to just keep the start of that. So we went from to if I had more time on my hands, I could do even more edits on this and make it sound even fuller and even better. But I think this is kind of a good example anyway. You don't need to find a full loop or a whole breakbeat to be able to sample and make something out of it. With a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of time, you can edit the sound to make them sound a lot better, just starting with one kick drum and one snare drum. So that's about it. I'm going to use these drum sounds and another sample of the same record to make an entire beat in another video. But stick around for that. That might be tomorrow or the day after that. So, thanks for watching.